I presume you already know what time it is. It is Hoops and Hash. Season 2, Episode 7. We getting into it, boy. Let's get started. Of course, we got to keep it frosty. It cannot be Hoops and Hash if we not talking hoops and we don't bring out the hash. Of course, my name is Squid. That's SKWID. And here on Hoops and Hash, we talk about the Phoenix Suns. We talk about the NBA generally, but of course, this is a Phoenix Suns focused podcast. Always has been, always will be. And this year's Phoenix Suns have been exciting to watch. We're going to make sure we load this back up. We're going to get to it. But of course, in season 2, episode 7, we will be talking about the general stats, something that we can look forward to about the Suns and how they've played throughout the season. We're also going to talk about some Suns standouts. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about the Suns outlook. So, of course, as I always ask, if you haven't already gotten an opportunity to do so, I hope that you are able to kick your feet up, get something in the air. You know that I've already gotten started on that. Going to reload this in a moment here, and we're going to talk about Suns. We're going to get some smoke. We're going to have a good time. This is season 2, episode 7 of Hoops and Hash, and we going to get to it. Bye. That's the good stuff. All right, man, let's get started. Let's get back to business, man. So the 25-17 Phoenix Suns, 8 games over 500 this season per Suns After Dark. Shout out Gerald. The Phoenix Suns were never at any point last season 8 games over 500. And I know it's easier to given the drama surrounding last season, it's much easier not to talk about, but I think it's important to point out the differences season over season, especially when it's as recent as last season. Never getting to 8 games over 500 given the team that we had, that's rather unfortunate, but this Suns team is hungry. They are willing to compete at all levels against any team on any night. Being 8 games over 500 at this time, that being a feat that the last year's Suns could never get to. It's really impressive. It more so speaks to, again, how this Suns team is coached, the confidence that the coach and our star players instill in the other players. And again, just taking pride in the game and taking every single game seriously, regardless of who the Suns are playing against. This Suns team being 8 games over 500, that's incredible. Hopefully we can, continue to build on that. And it'd be nice to see even 10 games, 12 games over 500, but there's a lot of season left. We're still trying to get completely healthy because we haven't even seen that yet, but a lot to look forward to, especially given the fact that right now the Suns defense in terms of defensive rating, the Suns defense is currently tied for 4th in the league. That's something that we talked about prior to the season. I know my guy Keys, shout out Swaby Keys, bro. Turn my city up, boy. Shout out my boy Swaby Keys. We talked about it preseason. We said, this Suns team really has the potential to be a top 10 defense in the league. Goddamn dab made my nose runny. Season talking with Swaby Keys, man, we talked about how this Phoenix Suns defense, they could be one of the best in the league, top 10 in the league. And currently the Suns are tied for 4th in terms of defensive ratings. Phoenix Suns team has held 7 teams, or at least in 7 games, they've held their opponent under 100 points. I read somewhere on Twitter talking about, just in comparison to, again, last season and even the season before, throughout the entirety of last season and the season before, the Suns only held a team under 100 points 6 times. It was 6 in one season, 6 in the other. The Suns, just over the halfway point of this season, they have done that 7 times. So we talk about defensive intensity. We talk about pride. This Suns team, talk about guarding your yard. They are straight up defending. And like I've said in a couple other podcast episodes, that has simply not been a Suns calling card in the history of the Phoenix Suns. Even when the 7 seconds or less, even in 2021, yeah, they played defense, not like this. This is incredible, and I think that's a lot of credit that deserves to go to, of course, Dillon Brooks. We know his highs and lows, but having Dillon Brooks on this team, we got to give him credit for his part on the defensive end. That's credit to Jordan Ott in ensuring that this team understands that if you don't hustle, if you don't defend, you will not play. And then talking about Brian Gregory, everything is aligned, right? This Phoenix Suns team, as it is aligned like I have simply not seen in a very, very long time. We talk about camaraderie, we talk about chemistry, and then we talk about the team offense and defense. Just top to bottom, this Phoenix Suns team has been impressive. They have overachieved all season, especially, regarding what the experts were projecting this Phoenix Suns season to be. This Phoenix Suns team has overachieved night in and night out. And I think that's what gives the rest of the season a lot to look forward to because they're not laying down. They get down big and they fight the fuck back. They get up and sometimes they lose that lead, but still, the Suns are one of the most clutch teams in the league. This Phoenix Suns team, they play with heart, they play with passion, they do not give up. And I know these are all cliches and they're gritty, hard nosed. Nah, watch a Phoenix Suns game when you get a chance to, man. This Suns team is scrappy as hell. They do not die. And that's been incredible to watch thus far. Looking forward to the Phoenix Suns and Brooklyn Nets game tonight. Ideally, this will be uploaded before that game starts. So Devin Booker's last two games against the Brooklyn Nets, he has had 2 30 balls. If he's available tonight, maybe it'll be a third. Maybe he's starting to see Brooklyn the same way he sees New Orleans. He just sees red against them. 76ers too. 2 straight 30 balls from Book against the Nets. I think he just generally loves playing in New York. I think tonight gives him an opportunity to go for a third if he is available. I think that if Jalen Green is still not available tonight, that's at least going to give him another opportunity to get there. More than anything, we root for a Suns win, but Devin Booker likes to play in New York. Also, last game against the Brooklyn Nets, the Suns won in dominant fashion. If I'm not mistaken, is 108-84. Yeah, so it was almost a 30-point blowout. Could have been worse. With no Cam Thomas tonight, in theory, maybe they'll play better. But that's some offense that we're not going to have to worry about. I think if Devin Booker is available with Cam Thomas out, I think it's another opportunity for the Suns to blow them out again. I think this Suns team is much more complete than last year's. Hopefully they don't play down to the competition. I know that they haven't up to this point. The Brooklyn Nets are number 18 in the league, I believe, in defensive rating. So maybe this will be a get-right game for some of the Suns reserves. This Nets team isn't great defensively, so we'll see. It'll be fun. Jalen Green, again, he's shown as questionable. Some of the reports are saying that it's not likely he'll play tonight, but rather tomorrow against the Philadelphia 76ers. Beggars can't be choosers. The fact that he's on the brink of playing, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, that's exciting. That's something to look forward to. So I won't bitch and moan in that regard as much as I really badly want to. I think, again, we're just all really, really anticipating. We're all very, very excited to see him return to the floor. In the 30 minutes that we got to see him play earlier in the season, it's electric. He's an electric player. And I think he's only going to add to what this Suns team has to offer once he comes back. I think it's going to take a little bit of pressure off of Dillon Brooks, and that's not anything negative against him. I just think that he wears his hat on defense. His offense has been incredible, I think, up to this point. I think he's regressed a little bit to the mean the last 2 or 3 games, but 95% of the season, Dillon Brooks has been an incredible number 2 scorer for this Phoenix Suns team. But with Jalen Green coming back, I think that's going to take some pressure off of him. And it might even allow him to be a bit more efficient with his touches and with his shots. So we're all excited to see Jalen Green come back. Of course, we want him to come back healthy, but we're all just, heavily anticipating seeing an electric player in a Suns jersey and just contribute to the cause and play winning basketball and help us get as far as we can go this season. Suns have been great to start, and I think we still have a lot to look forward to. And we're going to move on to Sun standout. So give me a moment to get some water. We're going to take another dab Scaroony. Again, I hope that you've had something in the air at some point during this time because it's hoops and hash. That's the point. We're going to be right back. All right. So, of course, we're going to talk about some Sun standouts because there have been a few. It's like you want to give credit where it's due, but there's so much credit to give amongst several players on this Phoenix Suns team this season. First and foremost, trying to keep it short and sweet because there's someone who I really want to keep the focus on. Shout out Ryan Dunn because don't look now. Don't look now, but he has hit 1 or more threes in each of the last 5 games. Now, if you recall, one of my earlier episodes this season, I talked about, man, I really hope that somebody can break through to Ryan Dunn and let him know that, hey, take these shots, instill some confidence in him to do more offensively for the sheer fact that, yes, he's a great slasher. He moves tremendously off the ball. He's a great cutter, but we need just a little bit more. Him making a single three or more in each of the last 5 games, that's a really good sign to me. I need him to take those shots more consistently. I always talk about keeping the defense honest. That's one way to do it. If they see him as a Tabo Cephalosha, that's not good. That dab again got my nose running. But nah, Ryan Dunn, man, is the leap happening? It really might be. I hope it is. Shit, just another element that adds to this strongly developing Phoenix Suns team. So moving on from Ryan Dunn, because this is really who I wanted to key my attention on. Jordan Goodwin. I want to make it abundantly clear that I didn't really dog on Jordan Goodwin anything crazy. Like, I didn't say anything wild about him. I never did. I think it's more so the fact that I definitely doubted us signing him back. And the bias came from the fact that, he had a kind of rough first stint with Phoenix. And so the hate wasn't hate because it was personal. It was more so like, damn, last time he was with us, this moment in my podcast is to provide my sincerest apologies to Jordan Goodwin for the sheer fact that you got to give credit where it's due. And it's nice to eat your words, especially when, it's in a positive nature, right? I was hoping to be wrong, and he's proven me wrong beyond a reasonable doubt. This shit's crazy. He has been incredible. So really, Jordan Goodwin, man, you have more than earned the respect that you've been given throughout the team, throughout the league. You have more than earned that, buddy. And I know I'm some random no-name podcaster, but I had to make sure I had it on record. Hey, man, I be having a loud mouth on Twitter, especially the negative shit. I try to promote the positive shit. But in this instance, I needed to make it abundantly clear. Hey, man, I was doubting you before the season. You have shut me entirely. You and Jordan Ott have entirely shut me the fuck up. Praise be to you. The respect has definitely been more than earned. And the stats absolutely back this apology up. So in the last episode, I think Jordan Goodwin was third amongst guards in terms of offensive rebounds. He has now moved up to second, only behind Dyson Daniels. He is second in the league amongst guards in terms of offensive rebounds. Jordan Goodwin, you are a dog. Jordan Goodwin, over the last 10 games, he's averaging just about 6 rebounds per game. That is good enough for second on this Phoenix Suns team, only behind Mark Williams. Jordan Goodwin, you are a dog. There are only 2 players on the Suns this season to have had 2 or more 12 rebound games. Those 2 players are Mark Williams and Jordan Goodwin. Jordan Goodwin, you are a dog. We talk about dogs. Yeah, yeah. Jordan Goodwin, hell of a guy. Hell of a player. 2 or more steals in 4 of the last 7 games. Quick hands, a staunch defender. He had Kolek in hell, my God. And it's like, yeah, okay, anybody can put a role player in hell. Okay, well, ask Cade Cunningham how that Pistons game went. Yeah, they got the best of us. They walked away with the dub. But Cade Cunningham, this man was in Rikers because of Jordan Goodwin. So all love, all respect to Jordan Goodwin, man. I hope that you can maintain it the rest of the season. If this is who you are, if this is who you have become, if this is your final form, by all means, man, good on you. Good on you. Absolutely shut me the fuck up. If anything, now I can't shut the fuck up in my praises for you. So shout out Jordan Goodwin, man. Incredible. Lastly, my final decision on Grayson Allen, man. Talked about it with Swavey Keys. I don't know if he's going to have it in his podcast video today, definitely in the group chat. I don't think we can move Grayson unless it's a power forward and they are proven. Not trying to trade him for anybody based off of potential. I'm not trying to hear it. Grayson Allen, he provides tremendous shooting, obviously. But for those who don't watch, he's a great playmaker. He makes some bonehead plays sometimes, but he's a great playmaker in the sense that he's a great drive and kicker. He provides great rim pressure. He's a solid creative finisher around the rim. He provides a lot of combo guard play that any NBA bench could need. And for that reason alone, if they would have to strongly lure me into who this player coming back would be, because now Grayson Allen, and even on the contract that he's on, it's solid play, man. It's solid play. Keep Grayson Allen unless it's a deal that we cannot say no to. Also, aside from the shooting, the hard nosed defense, man, aside from the big things that he provides for the bench unit, man, he had two separate plays against the Knicks that may or may not have put Jordan Goodwin on notice for that Marley Hustle Award. Both of those heads up plays, the knocking the ball off of Mikal Bridges, because I don't know why he ain't tracked. I mean, it makes sense why he didn't track it down. He just got tracked down, unfortunately, sending the ball off of Mikal Bridges in the first game, and then tipping the ball away from what I think it was Jordan Clarkson. I don't remember, but tipping the ball away from whoever it was who was getting back on defense from the Royce O'Neal leak out pass, tipping it not only away from the defender, but off the glass to Mark Williams. Grayson Allen, you are one creative bastard, and for that's just one of the many reasons that, again, unless it's a deal we can't say no to, we must keep Grayson Allen in the desert, man. Moving forward to the Suns' outlook, the Suns' next 5 games. So tonight there's Brooklyn. We play Brooklyn again at the end of the road trip, and then I think it's the Sixers, and I don't know who the other two are. One of them is the Heat, if I remember correctly. Don't matter. I see the Suns going 4-1 or even 5-0, especially if Jalen Green is as near to returning as what's being reported, as what they're implying. Just really excited again for what this Suns team has in store. A couple of unfortunate losses again, should have been wins, could have been wins, but the eye test says that this Phoenix Suns team is much better than what anybody expected them to be. Even the Suns faithfuls, I think this is just a very impressive season from the Phoenix Suns, and I think that they have a lot to build on and a lot to look forward to. And even though they're 7th in the West right now, I don't see them fighting for a play-in, barring catastrophe, of course, health permitted, of course. I don't see them battling for a play-in spot come April. I think they'll be in a great position to even potentially get home court advantage, like I've been teasing all season. Just a lot to look forward to. But that brings us to a close for season 2, episode 7 of Hoops and Hash. Again, I hope that you got an opportunity to put something in the air. If you listen to this on your lunch break at work, or if you got a chance to listen to it on the road, if you got to be home after work and you could listen to this whenever. Hope that you got a chance to put some in the air and enjoy. Love talking Phoenix Suns. This team is, again, continuing to impress, and again, just so much to look forward to with this team. So my name is Squid. Of course, that's SKWID. And that brings us to the end of season 2, episode 7, Hoops and Hash. I'll see you at the end of the road trip. We're going to find out.